you will see one young boy in that shop that will attend to you. That boy is most likely the apprentice. So that boy serves the owner of Nigeria Info Autos and Sons for a period of time, and then that boy is settled to start off on his own. He will now have his own shops, and he will now be his own oga. And years down the line, somebody will come to that young boy who was an apprentice and also become his apprentice. So a well-to-do man will have well over how many apprentices as you can possibly think of. As one is going, another one is coming. See, it was a thing of joy. It called for celebration every time a young man has served his master and is eventually settled. It's more like a graduation celebration. The way you celebrate your convocation with your family and friends is the way, these boys will be celebrated and their families will celebrate. In fact, if you hear the gist between some apprentices from shop A, shop B, shop C, they are counting down to when they would be settled so they can start off their own big business, that sort of thing. The apprentice becomes an oga, and you know what? The cycle, it continues. So this is, in a way, what the Deputy Speaker of the House of Representatives is talking about. And it is centered at creating more skills. Because the possibility is that why some people are not even gainfully employed is because they lack skills, the prerequisite skills. And then, of course, it also solves the problem of unemployment. So while you're an apprentice, you live with your oga, he's feeding you, he's taking care of you, sometimes he's clothing you, once or twice he's giving you 1 or 2 naira to sustain yourself. Now, I believe in my explanation, you now have an idea. Now you tell me, this is 2023. Presently, what percentage of youth will likely embrace the apprenticeship idea? Think about it. Because it's seen as serving someone. There's no fixed pay. I can't be I'm working, and by the end of the month I get my paycheck. I get my salary. For the apprentice, there is no definiteness. Sometimes it will only be hinged around the level of generosity or the benevolence of the oga. I think even the women, you certainly have that kind of apprenticeship set up for tailors and some trades that you women will be involved with, hairdressing and the rest. But how many youths, what percentage of youths would likely embrace the apprenticeship idea? That's question number 1. Question number 2, what were some of the flaws associated with the Igbo apprenticeship system? I can identify one of them from the movies, and I'll leave you to identify the rest. So sometimes, close to when the boy is to be settled, temptation will come. Temptation will come in form of the wife of the oga, who would find him attractive and try to seduce him. The same way Potiphar's wife tried to seduce Joseph. And he will most likely resist, and then she would frame him up, and it will be several years wasted with no settlement. And you see, settlement is big because your guy might decide to just open a shop for you and hand you the keys and say, for serving me well this how many years, you didn't steal from me, you didn't do this, you didn't do that, take. And he takes, and he's excited, and he begins life. Or the yoga can say, I'm settling you with a sum of 5 million naira. It could be anything. So he gets framed, and then there is no settlement. Or one of the fellow apprentices sort of becomes jealous, and then tries to undo him. And at the end of the day, he doesn't get the settlement. Or chances are that he may fall for the temptation of the said madam, and he is caught by oga, and then there is no settlement. 0817 923 0002 0817-923-0003. Again, 0817-923-0002 and 0817-923-0003. We have the WhatsApp and Telegram number, which is 0809 0306416. 0809 0306416. Join the conversation on X. X handle is at Nigeria Info PH, and we have the Facebook page, which is Nigeria Info 92.3 PH. You can also join the conversation on Instagram. It is at Nigeria Info FM _PH. Our call screener is always on standby to take your calls first before passing you on to me in the studio. So when you do call, the first voice you would hear will not be my voice, but that of the call screener. Now, if for any reason you can't get through to us via the phone lines, which is sometimes possible, do well to send us a message on any of the messaging platforms. There's X, there's Facebook, and there is WhatsApp and Telegram again, which is 0809 0306416. Now, I love it when you listen, but you see, what makes for a great conversation is not just listening, but having your voice heard. Feedback. Yes, so I look forward to hearing fresh voices on this particular conversation. Well, if you're listening for several years, that's good. But what about picking up your phone and calling or sending a message, and I would gladly read it. Yeah, I think there's another flaw that I identified, but I will talk about it. So my questions again are simple. Currently, what percentage of youths would likely embrace the apprenticeship idea? And what were some of the flaws associated with the Igbo apprenticeship system? Let's talk. Looking through the X handle to be sure. Just a few seconds, please. And I think I will look through Facebook as well. Okay, so Jones Peace on Facebook said, let's say 75%. Talking about what percentage of youths likely embrace the apprenticeship idea. So she says 75%. The other 25% want quick money, no time. Quick money. People want to blow, right? People want to make it big. People want to... What's the word? People want to chill with the big boys. So how many people would want to be humble enough to serve an oga for as long as you can possibly think of? That's a lot of time. You know, apprenticeship versus going to the university, if you were given that option, which would it be for you? Let me ask you that question now. If you're given the option of going to learn from someone that has somehow cracked the code on how to be the best spare parts seller in Onitsha market, and the guy is making it big, and the guy is importing and exporting, and is doing well, and going to the university to learn something centered around sales or business administration or marketing or maybe engineering, which will it be for you? Even the mechanics, yes, the car mechanics, the auto mechanics would have apprentices as well. So the boy serves them, and before you know it, the boy can fix Mercedes, he can fix Mazda, he can fix Honda, he can fix any SUV you can possibly think of. So if you were given that option, yes, before you took up a university, the decision to get a university degree, if you're given the option of an apprenticeship and going to school, which do you think you would have picked with all of the things that you know now? Again, 0817-923-0002. That is 0817-923-0002. WhatsApp and Telegram number remains 0809 0306416. 0809 0306416. I don't know, for some reason I can't access your messages, but I'm sure that they will come. I think it's a network problem, and then I think I would be able to sort out what's going on with the phone lines. But while we're doing all of that, how about you send us a message on X? X handle again is at Nigeria InfoPH. At Nigeria InfoPH is our X handle, and our WhatsApp and Telegram number remains 0809 0306416. Also, join us on Facebook or join us on X. I'm asking 2 questions, and it's hinged around unemployment, the solution to unemployment, and adequate skills.
Different ideologies,
different perspectives.
Share your views on The Sunny Side.
92.
So what's going on? Why is nobody calling? Or is it a network glitch from your end? Okay, so if those numbers I called earlier are not connecting, how about we try the female caller line, which is 0817 923 0009. Female caller line is 0817 923 0009. Nigeria Info, good afternoon and welcome. Go ahead.
Yeah, this square, Mr. Zion. Good afternoon to you.
Mr. Zion, you're welcome. Go ahead.
This process of apprenticeship was one thing that gave birth to professionals we won't have in this part of the world, especially here in Nigeria. Professionals in all fields of endeavor. Because the uncle, the auntie, or somebody from the community that is related from the family once went through that process, became a professional, and now what includes others to follow the full step. Not until this millennium boom of oil companies, where the hastiness to make money was embedded in our hearts. Everybody wants to rush to the city to make money. The detriment of professionalism. That is why today, even in big companies, organizations, you don't see staff. Consultants, apprentices gave us the best traders from the eastern part of the world. Apprenticeship gave us the best mechanics from the western part of Nigeria. Apprenticeship gave us the best professionals when it comes to ideology, creativity, education, journalism from the South. I want to ask, can we point on apprentices under an colleague, a profound journalist that followed in bringing about Nigeria apprenticeship? But
so yeah, it was a phone line problem. So I think the female caller line works better. So let us call 0809-030-6416. Okay, 0809-030-6416. Amos Wakaji Oluji from LMS said on Facebook, I served my Oga from Igbo 1991 to 1996. That's about 5. So I saw one of those boys where we're serving together, very helpless and miserable. After years of service, he was thrown out without settlement because he stole those days. I served faithfully and finally moved away too because the wife also sent me away. My personal hustle helped me out. It is dicey serving. Why did your guy's wife send you away? And for the guy who stole, well, I would say that he got what came for him. I mean, you can't steal from somebody and not expect to be punished for stealing. But then one would have said, okay, so how much did he steal? When I want to settle you, I give you less settlement as opposed to what I had intended. Because another thing I noticed is there was no fixed amount to how well your guy gets to settle you. I know of some apprentices who were mad at the fact that they went to serve a very stingy Oga. And at the end of the day, the Oga did not settle them as well as they possibly thought he would. Right? But they got the skill. Now, it became a problem sourcing for funds to build on those skills. So you have learned the business of selling spare parts. But where do you get the funds to start up your own spare parts business? Nigeria Info, good afternoon to you and welcome. Hello?
Hello, good afternoon.
Yeah, good afternoon. Welcome.
This is Victor from Ogubolo.
Victor, you're welcome. Oh dear. Okay. Nigeria Info, good afternoon to you and welcome. Hello?
I said good afternoon, Didi.
Okay, good afternoon. Welcome.
Yeah, thank you very much for this topic. This is on the I'm calling from Nkoro.
You're
I've seen
welcome.
somebody, is it when this will serve maybe 10 years to the time to pay them, they normally feel. So the occurs will not be. I've seen somebody that served over, they say you serve me for 10 years. You go and serve over 10, maybe 9 years and 6 months. They remember they say they're going to do something. Like a thing like that. But they don't want to pay the person. Once they don't know, you hand your help to the person will help your children. Whatever person that is serving on the person, that tomorrow, when the person becomes something, the person will also help back. What will serve them is like, maybe you're an animal, they will treat you anyhow they like. When your boss is coming in today, there's a man I work with that is working with him today. They want to become something. I thought he's not a big man. I know by the grace of God, I know that to become a big man. But he will do it for me. When you're serving somebody, God should take care of it all. But the boys also take care of their own children. Thank you very much. God bless us.
Yeah, I also know of someone who overserved. He overserved because when it was time for him to be settled, all was not well with the Oga's business. So he wasn't settled. He had to stay longer till the other guy was able to, gather something small for him. Now, beyond the settlement, what about the fact that you have learned skills? Doesn't that count for something? If your boss is not able to settle you after your years of apprenticeship, doesn't that still count? Nigeria Info, good afternoon to you and welcome. Okay, terrible phone lines today. So let's react on WhatsApp messages. Good afternoon. My problem with the Nigeria apprenticeship system is the corporal punishment involved in it. And most of the Ogas treat their boys as slaves. I personally can't do it. Oh yes, some Ogas can be mean. Simply Goodness says, Didi, I would have gladly chosen apprenticeship over uni because with apprenticeship you don't have problem of accommodation, feeding and clothing, basic necessities of life, And again, you are guaranteed your reward at the end of your service. Unlike university, where you finish school and still find it difficult to get a job. Particularly goodness from Alakaya. Nigerian, for good afternoon to you and welcome. Go ahead.
Good afternoon, Dennis.
Good afternoon.
I am Simeon.
You're welcome.
I'm calling from Borokri.
You're welcome.
In regard to what we are discussing, you are discussing, I think the percentage that we embrace it will be less than 50%.
Okay.
Why do I say so? A lot of people today are looking at more dignified way of making money. So who want to go to school, acquire a degree, work in oil companies. So it will be few people that will want to go for trade, and besides that, the people that are associated with it, just as you mentioned, at the point of settlement, the guy will bring up one issue or the other and lay off the person. So the best government can do, government should encourage industry. Let industry spring up and train people, and hope people will be industrialized. It's better that way.
Okay.
Thank you. God bless you.
All right. Thank you too. Nigerian folk, good afternoon to you and welcome.
Yeah, Mrs. Zion, to conclude my thoughts.
Oh, okay. Welcome back.
In this aspect of apprenticeship, to a large extent, the expectations became much. Apprentices are not even going to learn the tenets of the business, but they are only there to wait upon graduation, give me money, let me go. Give me my money and my settlement, let me go. It became a problem. Now, even those who go to collect this apprentice became overwhelmed with the demand, with their request. Apprentice, the moment they don't feel of the movement of the business, they want to claim order because of their own background, where they are coming from, because of the demands from their families and so on. It became a problem. We knew uncles who never went to law school. All they went for is just a clerk in the courts. Clerk in the courts. That was where they started from. Training upon the lawyers they were working with, from in the chambers and so on. Before you know, one registration, accreditation, they now get to the law school, they became lawyers. All prominent. Then, lawyers are sorted after. But today, look at it. No tutorials. They don't go through the process. Everybody now, they are coming abroad, like for the issue of the medical doctors now. Nigeria is like the apprenticeship. They are apprentices to Nigeria. Once they graduate from law medical school, the next day I want to travel abroad. This is wrong process and wrong thinking for most other people.
Okay.
Do you know today, most of the buildings erected in Nigeria, the here and Bayelsa, they are not Bayelsans are building those houses. Put those guys from Cotonou and the rest. So tell me, in the next 10 years, without the people from Cotonou, you and I cannot build accommodation. Look at the Benin Kingdom. Was known for sculpture. They will look at you and bring a wood, they will sculpture you to the extreme. But today, not to not only to Nigerians for today's discussion, but to the nation at large.
All right. Thank you so much, Mr. Zion. This one is from JT in Port Harcourt. It's a long read, so you know what? We'll go on a commercial break. When we come back, I'll try to read through all the messages. Like I did say, the phone lines didn't help matters today, and we have a really short time for the conversation of today. But like I said, we'll also try to make the most of it. To all of you that have sent in messages, I will get to them eventually. Just stay tuned to us.
The Obonge Company.
solution to the problem of unemployment and adequate skills. I told you that a Deputy Speaker of the House of Representatives, Benjamin Carlos, says he's considering moving a bill to institutionalize the Igbo system of apprenticeship as part of moves to address the dearth of skilled workers and unemployment in the country. Now, JT says, good afternoon, delectable Denise. Good afternoon. Question 1. The percentage is less than 30. In this era of get-rich-quick syndrome, our youths lack the patience to gradually build their wealth via this route. Also, with the event of e-learning coupled with crash skill acquisition programs, it is slightly unpopular to consider conventional master-servant option. 2. One of the principal pitfalls of the Igbo apprenticeship scheme is the drama of controversies that often end the oral agreement and leave the apprentice disappointed and frustrated. I think a compromise parliamentary act with this scheme and break its main benefit and advantage at QJT. This one is from another opportunity to do what I did at the university, practically studied, and actually felt where I'm now, which I love. My formal education and true skills, which I honed for an informal trade, did me well. I just wouldn't have done well as an apprentice. The idea of teaching people to rely on another person's mood for their daily bread or future is faulty. And that's one of the issues with people who are groomed to think they are entitled to a job straight after the university. There's also uncontrollable, unpredictable factors that might change the game. Now, George says, good day, Ma. First of all, I prefer attending a university. Secondly, I think 35% of youths would prefer the apprenticeship system, all things being equal. Thirdly, the flaw is this system is the humiliation of the apprentice by boss when he flaunts a rule. Successful George in the peaceful city of Oyibo. Send that in. This one is from Americana from Obakari, and it reads, good afternoon, Didi. Your question concerning university and apprenticeship is not a balanced equation, no, because university requires money while apprenticeship has nothing to do with money. Meanwhile, in Igbo land, it is still acceptable, but in my community, it doesn't work in most cases. Everybody in percentage is about 8%. But what I mean is, a university degree on the average will take you 4 to 5 years. Yes, and it does require money. But these are both avenues to learn, right? These are both avenues for you to gain knowledge. While this one offers this one on the other hand offers what it offers. So if you were to choose between both options, which would it be for you? That was why I asked that question. Now we need to go on the news break for trending stories. Just stay tuned to us, or we will be right back.